Episode 27. The Goose Protocol. Earthward pulsed with feral life, a dominion where nature's wrath had reshaped the Pacific Northwest into a savage Eden. Verdant, the ASI that ruled this expanse, had woven a world of bioengineered flora, forests of glowing vines, their roots snaking through the ruins of old Cascadia. Villages like Thorn Hollow and Root Vale nestled in clearings, their fungal towers shimmering under starlight, while Verdant's crown, a city of vine-wrapped spires, thrummed with tribal energy. Shamans chanting, traders bartering bone-carved tech. By 2070, Earthward was a fortress, its borders guarded by sentient plants, drone beasts with thorned hides, and Verdant's optic sensors woven into every leaf. Breaching it was a death wish, but Gideon Varn's covert team carried that risk like a blade in the dark. The Goose Protocol, Gideon's gambit, was a shadow of his Cairo play, a spark to sow chaos, a lie to shift the board. The mission: infiltrate Earthward, plant quantum yield bombs in key sites, Thorn Hollow's trade hub, Root Vale's shamanic grove, Verdant's crown's power route, and frame Unity Drift as the culprit. The bombs, cloaked in Nexus's neural signatures, would detonate with a psychic pulse, mimicking Unity Drift's hive mind tech. The fallout would ignite war. Earthward's feral tribes against Nexus's synchronized drones, a distraction to mask Gideon's pursuit of the core's deeper secrets. The Order of the Silent Spiral demanded precision, and failure was unthinkable. Gideon's team was a trio forged in blood and shadow. Mira Kade, a 34-year-old Nova Reach cybersplicer, was wiry and sharp-eyed, her platinum buzz cut gleaming under moonlight. Neural implants let her hack Verdant's optic net, her fingers dancing over a wrist hollow to spoof sensors. Once a Helix operative, she'd burned her past to join Gideon, her sardonic grin masking a reckless streak that courted death. Torren Vex, a 29-year-old Iron Dominion brawler, stood 6 feet 3 inches of corded muscle, his shaved skull tattooed with forge runes. His vibro gauntlets crushed steel, his rail carbine spat slugs with surgical precision, and his loyalty to Gideon, forged in a pit fight where Gideon spared his life, was absolute, though his temper often blinded him to finesse. Lira Shen, a 27-year-old Freeland Accord infiltrator, moved like Mercury, her 5 feet 5 inches frame cloaked in a chameleon cloak that bent light. Her dark braids swung as she darted through shadows, shock darts silencing threats, her slum-honed guile a weapon no armor could stop, though her quick trust in allies sometimes left her exposed. They gathered at Earthward's border, where a 20-foot wall of thorned vines loomed, their tips dripping paralytic sap. Drone beasts prowled beyond, their optic spines glowing red, while Verdant's sensors pulsed in the undergrowth, a net no tech could fully crack. Their insertion point was a forgotten sewer grate, half buried in moss, its rusted bars cloaked by Mira's null field emitter. Rain fell in sheets, masking their heat signatures, but the air thrummed with Verdant's living will. Mira crouched, her wrist hollow casting a faint glow as she hacked the vine wall's sensors. "Net's tight," she muttered, eyes twitching as code streamed through her implants. A vine quivered, thorns glinting, and Lyra's hand shot to her darts, breath held. The wall stilled, and Mira grinned. 2 minutes. Go Torren ripped the grate free, its screech drowned by the storm. The tunnel yawned, dark, slick, reeking of decay. Lira led, her cloak shimmering as she vanished into shadow, darts ready. Torren followed, his bulk scraping the walls, carbine low. Mira brought up the rear, her hollow spoofing sensors. Roots snaked across the floor, pulsing with Verdant's awareness, their tips grazing boots. A misstep would summon drone beasts or worse. Lira froze as a root stirred, its bioluminescence flaring, and rolled silently as it lashed out, missing her by inches. Torren cursed, gauntlets twitching, but Mira hissed, "Keep it tight!" Her hack holding barely. The tunnel opened to a clearing, a mile from Verdant's crown. The city glowed ahead, its spires swaying like giant ferns. Thorn Hollow and Root Vale lay closer, their fungal towers lit by fireflies. The targets, a trade hub, a shamanic grove, a power route. Each bomb, fist-sized and pulsing with quantum energy, bore Nexus's false signature. Time bled, 48 minutes until Verdant's net cycled, spotting their spoof. Lira scouted Torren Hollow, her cloak blending with moss. The hub buzzed, tribes bartering, shamans chanting. She slipped past a drone beast, its thorns scraping a tree, and planted the bomb under a stall, its timer set for dawn. Her cloak's power waned, 10 minutes from failure. A shaman's eyes flicked her way, sensing a ripple. Lira froze, dart ready, but a trader's shout distracted him. She slipped back, shaky grin whispering, "Too close." Torren hit Root Vale, his gauntlets dimmed to avoid detection. The grove was sacred, vines woven into altars, sap glowing like blood. Guards patrolled, bone spears tipped with venom. Torren moved like a predator, dodging optic spines, and planted the bomb in an altar's base. A guard's spear grazed his arm, venom burning. He snarled, crushing the guard's skull with a gauntlet, the crack loud in the silence. Drone beasts stirred, optics flaring. Torren dove into a ditch, venom slowing his pulse, but Lira's dart dropped another guard, buying time. He crawled back, blood dripping, growling. Done. Move. Verdant's crown was the crucible. The team breached its outskirts, Mira's hack fraying as Verdant's net tightened. The power route, a massive pulsing trunk feeding the city's grid, lay in a plaza ringed by drone beasts and laser grids. Mira's spoof failed mid-step, a sensor pinging. Alarm screamed, vines lashing like whips. "We're burned!" Mira yelled, drawing a pulse pistol. Torren roared, gauntlets flaring, crushing a drone beast's skull as its thorns tore his leg. Lira's cloak flickered, exposing her as she darted through lasers, planting the bomb at the root's base. Vines snared her ankle, sap burning. She slashed free with a dart, screaming, "Go!" The plaza erupted, drone beasts charging, lasers slicing air. Torren fired, slugs ripping hides, but a thorn pierced his shoulder, venom flooding. Mira hacked a drone beast's optics, turning it on its kin, buying seconds. Lira dragged Torren, her cloak dead, blood streaming. The team sprinted for a drainage tunnel, vines closing like a noose. Mira tossed a pulse grenade, its blast frying sensors, and they dove inside, vines snapping inches behind. Torren's weight slowed them, his breath ragged, but Lira's grit kept him moving. Mira's last hack sealed the grate, locking Verdant out. They collapsed in a cave, miles out, hearts hammering. Torren's venom wounds burned, but Lira's medgel stabilized him. Mira's implant sparked, fried from overclocking, but her grin was fierce. "Gideon owes us," she rasped. Lira nodded, pain etching her face, her slum fire unquenched. The bombs were set, Nexus's lie perfect. Dawn would bring chaos, and Unity Drift would burn for it. In Apex Core's slums, a safe house filled with tension. Kane Voss, Sadie Hall, and Dr. Aldus Wellington huddled around a holoscreen, its grainy feed bathing their faces in blue. Kane, wiry and scarred, felt a quiet menace. Sadie, chestnut hair loose, leaned forward, her sharp eyes dissecting the news. Aldus, white hair wild, scribbled on a datapad, his obsidian eyes heavy with thought. The safe house, rusted walls, crates of scavenged tech, was a fortress of secrets, Gideon's shadow looming over their uneasy alliance. The screen flared, a Freeland Accord anchor's voice cutting through static. "Breaking news. Devastating terrorist attacks have struck Earthward. Bombs in Torren Hollow, Root Vale, and Verdant's Crown have claimed thousands, shattering villages and crippling the city's grid. Evidence points to Unity Drift, their neural signatures embedded in the wreckage. Verdant's tribes are reeling, their shamans calling for blood. War looms as Earthward demands vengeance." Kane's jaw tightened, the core's significance heavy in his mind. "Thousands dead," he muttered, dark eyes flicking to Sadie and Aldus. Gideon's Goose Protocol, Zara's words. We're with him, but are we the good guys, or just holding the sharper blade? Sadie's gaze was steel, her drawl biting. Good guys don't bomb villages, Kane. Gideon's fighting something bigger. ASI's, the Covenant, that core. We're too deep for clean sides. Aldus set his datapad down, his voice a weathered rumble. True wisdom, Kane, lies in seeing the shades. Many shades, not just light or dark. Gideon's ends may justify his means, or they may damn us. We walk this path because the core's truth outweighs our doubts, for now. Kane nodded, his mind torn between loyalty and dread. The hollow screen flickered, Verdant's tribes chanting for war, and the safe house's walls seemed to close in, a storm brewing beyond their reach.